Meeting your online friends in person can be one of the most amazing experiences you can have, as long as you know who you're meeting. But if it's for breaking a world record, count me in! Now this probably isn't a shocker, but I'm a massive introvert. Hanging out with people takes so much brain power that I'd rather just stay at home. But this was definitely different. I've been playing Minecraft for over 12 years, and over the years I've made a bunch of people, especially from the Hypixel Party Games community. This was the first community I actually got close to, so when someone suggested a Party Games meetup in Europe, I was absolutely down. This was the first time I was going to travel abroad to meet people I met online, and break a world record at the same time. Needless to say, this made me super nervous and reconsider at least 10 times. While I absolutely wanted to meet my friends, the idea of breaking a world record was more than exciting to me. Oh my god! In our community, there is a silly record that we keep track of for most Party Games wins in one picture, and I wanted to break that record. So with Ugi, another Party Games leaderboarder, we started planning some rough ideas. Ugi lives in Czechia and I live in France, so we were thinking of meeting up in Germany, although we couldn't decide on a city. We had a bunch of other issues too, like where are we gonna stay? Are we getting 1 room? 2 rooms? Are we all staying in completely different hotels? Who's coming? Well, summer 2022 was getting too close and we still had nothing planned, so we just postponed the meetup to the next summer. With the date postponed, we made a server that we advertised to keep people updated. Next thing you know, the list of cool people coming gradually increased. The Finns are coming, the Americans are coming, that's like 13,000 wins! A few months later, we learned that the man, the myth, the legend, Als31 was coming to the meetup, all the way from Russia. Let's go traveling! Aw dang it, aw dang it, aw dang it. It obviously wasn't easy for him, but this man's dedication to spreadsheets, party games, and meetups is genuinely something I look up to. By this point I realized that the meetup is gonna be huge. The Americans made their own plan and I kinda just followed along cause I honestly had no plan. It was all pretty overwhelming, what can I say? So as summer quickly approached, I told my mom about the meetup. She wasn't very comfortable with the idea, and to be fair neither was I, because I was traveling to a foreign country alone to meet friends from the internet. Who wouldn't be scared? So I invited a friend to come to the meetup too. Let's call him Steven. Steven had been to Frankfurt before, so he knew some places and he basically was my guide for the whole trip. Sadly, Ugi couldn't come to the meetup in the end. July was finally here, so we took our train to Frankfurt. Once we were in Germany, I noticed that my mobile data just stopped working. Imagine if I went to Germany alone, without mobile data, and without speaking German. Yeah, I definitely wasn't prepared for that. I'm glad I didn't go alone. And while we were in the train, it all started feeling way too real, and boy was I nervous. We arrived in the afternoon on day 1, so we took a moment to decompress before we went to meet anyone. We had planned to meet at a little pizzeria not too far away, so when the time came, we made our way there, super nervous the whole time. And when we arrived, I noticed 2 people who looked a bit lost, and I instantly recognized that it was SkyPK and Jake Sarush. So I walked up to them and I went, "Sky?" and their faces lit up. They definitely knew who I was. We made small talk and waited for the others to come, and we eventually spotted D, Oogle, and Venom in the distance. I was surprised by how recognizable they were, and it was honestly a little surreal to finally be seeing everyone. Throughout the night, I couldn't stop thinking about how wild it was to be having pizza with actual party gamers. This wasn't even the world record attempt though, because we were still missing half the group. And before I knew it, day 1 was somehow already ending, and we all headed back to our places to keep energy for the next day. Day 2 was going to be the real deal, where we were going to attempt a world record pick. Day 2 had started, and this is where we were going to attempt the world record. Everyone on that day did their own thing, and we'd all just meet up for dinner in the evening. Steven and I explored the city and went up this big tower with an amazing view over the city. Try and figure out which tower this is, and if you get all 3 towers in this video right, I'll pin your comment. After a day of exploring the city, we planned to attempt the first world record pick at a nice restaurant where we'd finally get to meet Alice and Cheetah. But before we could even figure out how to take the world record pick, it started pouring rain, so we had to take shelter under a little roof. With 10 of us sitting at the table and 45,000 combined wins, we took a photo and smashed the world record. Now here's a plot twist. Turns out, by the time we met up, one guy named Monkey City 17 had so many wins, he had already broken the world record by simply posting a selfie. That's how many wins Monkey City had. Unfortunately, Juke couldn't be there and Cobb was only going to be in Munich, so we were going to have to attempt a second world record pick in Munich. When it was time to pay, I didn't know how we were going to split the bill, but Alice had a plan. He pulled out of his wallet a 500 euro bill, which I don't even know how he got because they don't print those here anymore. Most places won't accept anything over 100 euros, so the waiters just stared at the bill in disbelief, not knowing what to do with it. We paid him back later, but I wonder if some bank in Russia just went, "Here, have some 500 euro bills to spend." I had never seen a 500 euro bill in my life, and I'm European. As day 2 was coming to an end, we headed back to our hotels again. The trip wasn't over yet because we could still increase the record to 60,000 wins in Munich.
Hey guys, Paydwin here. Liz lost his voice while editing this, so I'll be voicing the rest of this video as him. I promise I didn't kidnap Nils. Alright, back to the video. Day 3 was our last day visiting Frankfurt before the Munich trip, where the Finns were gonna be. Steven and I started our day by visiting the old town, where we saw another tower, and you know how I feel about towers. So of course, we climbed all 200 steps to the top and look at this view. Eventually, we got a little hungry, so we stopped at a Pizza Hut where I had one of the best pizzas of my life, which I still remember to this day. After lunch, we had planned to meet with the others again at a cute little garden, but unfortunately, everyone was either too sleepy to go, or they simply forgot, so we only ended up going with Jigsaw Rush. We tried to meet at the entrance, but we didn't realize for half an hour that there were multiple entrances. Apparently the garden had more than one entrance, so we decided to just meet inside instead. It was a cute place with lots of beautiful flowers and a recreation of animal slaughter. How beautiful. We also found a fat cactus and a bunch of other interesting cacti. Get it? Like the Hypixel Guild? After hanging out for a few hours, we went back to our hotel to prepare for our trip to Munich. For dinner, we noticed an Italian restaurant that had carbonara on the menu. For 16 euros. That was either going to be the best carbonara of my life or a complete scam. So I did what party gamers do best. I gambled. Spoiler, it wasn't that good. And to make it worse, the water bottle cost 7 euros. What the f***? It was day 4, take 2 for the world record, this time with Juke and Cobb. Munich is a 4-hour trip away from Frankfurt, so we had to wake up super early and we can only spend a total of 5 hours there. Before meeting up with the others, Steve and I explored Munich a little. We found another tower, which we obviously had to climb. You could actually see the Alps from up there. The plan was to meet Juke and Cobb and hopefully get everyone in the pic this time. So with 1 hour left in Munich, we had to hurry. And what better place was there to meet Juke, the organizer of the Hypixel Decathlon, than in front of a Decathlon store? After chatting for a bit, we followed Juke to meet Cobb and see the others again. We all gathered in front of a tree, this time with Juke and Cobb. Unfortunately, Sky, Jigsaw Rush, and Emmy didn't realize this was happening. Even with 3 people missing, we still broke the record again, raising it to 55,000 wins. Breaking a meme world record was an amazing thing to do, but what I will remember most are all the amazing experiences of meeting my friends and exploring new places in Germany. Not only do I have a funny world record now, but I also have incredible memories of Germany that I'll hold on to forever. As it was time to go, I hugged people one last time, we said our goodbyes, and headed the other way. What I gained from this was not just a funny world record, but a life experience that I'll never forget, especially since that was my first time traveling abroad. On the way home, I realized that it was probably the last time I was going to meet some of these people. Even though I didn't get to chat with everyone as much as I wanted to, I'm so grateful that I met them in the first place. But anyways, this just leaves me with one question. When's the next world record?